High expectations lead to stronger outcomes. We go into any of those three domains, into education, into housing, into employment, and don't expect that there's an opportunity for someone with autism, then we can't be surprised if the results aren't what we would like them to be. Everybody's got a stake in this. Everybody has a role to play in terms of establishing high expectations across all of those domains.
From an education standpoint, having those high expectations, presuming competence, giving those opportunities that every other child gets is one of the most critical pieces.
We know that educational outcomes of students tend to rise and fall in direct relation to our expectations of students. And so for those that we have high expectations of and that we believe can learn more and perform better, generally do.
Assuming competence means that we want to assume that our kids can do everything that any other child can do until they prove us wrong. So that's the idea, is, and you want to set up your educational structure to assume they're going to be able to graduate from high school, to read at 12th grade level, to do algebra. Assume that and teach to that and plan for that.
For Ryan, as he was growing up, especially young, to where he is now, it's just amazing. I would never have pictured when he was 3, nonverbal, having a lot of behavior issues, trying to be able to self-regulate, to now, you know, on a varsity sports team, getting straight A's in school, you know, senior, cooks and cleans, he does everything around the house for us. So, and all that came from, okay, set expectations.
It's just like giving it the best you got, high expectations, like earning credit and working hard for it, the best of your abilities.
I would never have guessed Ryan was going to be a good runner until he started running. You know, a couple of weeks ago, he did 14 miles at a 7:15 pace. So, you know, I could never do that. I can't do that for a mile. If we'd never gave him the opportunity, we never would have known that.
You never really know what somebody can do if you can't see them perform at their maximum capacity. So if they're never given a chance to, show what they can do, then you'll never know.
We see children being educated in their classroom more time than not. We see professionals such as myself, a special educator, our speech language pathologists, our support providers, going into the classroom with the child, working alongside them, working alongside their teachers so that they can thrive in the same place that their non-disabled peers are.
I truly believe inclusion works. I've seen it with my own family. My son with autism benefited from inclusion. He learned so much from being in a classroom with typical peers and what was expected of him, how to engage with the world around him.
We know that children benefit more, they have improved outcomes, and when I say outcomes, I'm talking academic, behavioral, social, emotional, etc.
The benefit to Kyle was he had friends. The benefit to Kyle is that he went to school feeling that he belonged there. People believed in him, his teachers believed in him, and that he was capable, and they presumed his competence. Sure, we can do more, and that's why we're here. That's what the Howard County Autism Society is about. It's part of our mission is to advocate for things to continue to improve. It's recognizing where there are gaps in services, recognizing where parents are needing help, where they need support with advocacy with the school system. That's what we do. That's what I specifically do around special education. So I'm here to help parents keep their expectations high of their children and their teachers. And the school system as a whole, and what their children deserve and what they have a right to.
The Howard County Autism Society was founded by parents of autistic kids, and certainly the first thing that parents, when they find out their kid is autistic, especially if they're younger, the first thing they think about often is how they're going to get an education, because that's the gateway to independence and living a full life, and to being accepted and part of the community when you're younger.
The Society's been such a huge resource throughout. He was diagnosed at 30 months I think by 3 we were already participating in picnics and outings with other parents, and that other resource of other parents is, I think, really the connection. Learning from other parents, learning what's worked and doesn't work for them, allows you to help guide yourself and find what works for you. And having that experience, knowing that you're not alone, I think was the big thing for us that helped out initially.
It's very important to talk to other parents. It's very important to reach out to experts, and it's important to read and learn on your own. Everyone is different, but don't be intimidated by the fact that it's a legal system. Get in there. You can read it, you can understand it, you can, you want to be, I think in general, when possible, you want to be just as knowledgeable or more knowledgeable about your child's rights.
When he was 3, my dreams were just, hopefully he can go to school and maybe he can get to a point where he can graduate school and do it. I know now that there is no limit for Ryan. Would not have known that when he was 3. So being able to see that and see his growth throughout has been pretty wonderful, and I'm just excited to see where he goes next.
My hope for him is that he just, does whatever he wants to do. As successful as he wants to be, I just want him to be proud of himself and know that he can do whatever he wants, and we're all here for him.
There's the same dreams that we have for everyone, that she lives a full, happy, independent life, and that she's able to contribute, to the community and have friends and family by her side her whole life.
People with autism deserve high expectations that lead to a sense of belonging and a sense of community, a sense of feeling valued and heard or seen, and really a sense of having connection and human relationship with other people. And that's what we all desire.
The employment rate, the labor market participation, and the hiring rate for certainly people with autism, but people with disabilities as a whole is really shameful, to be blunt.
85–90% of those with autism are unemployed, and we talk about setting expectations. There's no way that I can see Ryan and some of his friends think that they would have to be unemployed. They've got skill sets just like the rest of us that can definitely make a huge benefit to whoever would hire them.
Employment isn't just the paycheck. Employment is really a gateway to independence. It's a gateway to living someone's best life.
It's making the expectations higher for those participants, raising the bar and saying, this is what you're capable of. Just because you're neurodiverse doesn't mean you need to settle for, whatever job takes you.
And so what we do, we actually focus on the ability of the person and match them with an employer that needs said ability, instead of just saying, hey, we have a person who can do this, but can you take this away? No, we have a person who can do everything. It might not look at you in an interview, may not speak with you on a phone call, but yet they will drive your company to the level you would like to be. And that's what they do at Autism Hiring Program.
It's an excellent program, and honestly, it's exactly what we needed to take the next step.
My name is Curtis Hinton. I'm a part-time security guard at the Wabash Avenue District Courthouse.
Phenomenal, phenomenal. On the work, every day, on time, never missed a day, never called out, uniform is straight. What more can you ask for? I mean, that's what we want.
I've noticed a big change in his confidence level, honestly. And when he put his uniform on the first day, I wanted him to look in the mirror and just see what everyone else sees as a, confident, capable person doing a real job every day.
Self-confidence. I think that is the best thing is self-confidence. It builds self-confidence, it builds self-worth. You feel like you're a part of something.
He takes that pride and that initiative in doing the job and going over and beyond it. And so I just think that it's a healthy relationship because of the fact that you know, he's doing something that he loves to do.
That's what makes me smile. That's what makes me happy, is when they're out there and they say, hey, I did it, I'm a part of my community, I can go out and I'll go walk down the street with my head up instead of being looked down upon. That's a great feeling.
When you've seen so many doors shut on you and so many barriers to you getting a job, when you're given that chance, you will shine. If you're given the tools and the knowledge and the training to do that job, you will shine.
Josh is with our pilot group. He works at Rathskeller, which is a German restaurant in Elkridge.
So I already had a resume, but you know, kind of helped me revise it. My job coach Sherazad, she just helped me through step by step. Just a lot of support when it comes to finding work.
I strongly believe that every single individual is unique in their own way. Everyone has challenges, and it's all about communicating expectations and giving everyone an opportunity to succeed.
The Autism Hire program is not only one side, we also support the employer. And with that, what we do, we bring the person on, and then we also provide training for their work staff. So we come in, sit down with the actual managers or supervisors for that said hire, and we sit down and see what we can do. Because we want them to be comfortable with what they've done too, with hiring the person, and feel that this was a great move.
In business school, they teach you that diversity is key to a successful business. When you have people who come from different backgrounds, not just a disability background, but different ethnic backgrounds, different income backgrounds, you get many differing viewpoints that are able to make your business better.
Look at the ability, not the disability. Stop looking at the words on the paper, and let's have the person in front of you actually show you what they can do. I want you to see for yourself what this person can do and how they can bring great wealth into your company.
This one step, which in some ways seems like a small step, is the one that's going to enable Curtis to make all his dreams come true. And for our family, we're just so happy for him.
If we make it the expectation that employment is for everyone, regardless of what your disability is, what your race is, what your income background is, what your education is, everyone should be employed as the expectation, then people will start being employed, and people will have that as the baseline of what a person in our society does. They work, they contribute, and they get to choose the life that they want to live.
We should expect that everybody can find a place to contribute to society through work, and find those avenues for that meaningful role.
We need people to listen. We need people to listen. We need executive directors to reach out to their board, reach out to their directing team, reach out to their hiring managers, and make them aware to know that you have a community and you have a workforce that's not being tapped in, and they are out here and they're ready to work for you.
I didn't know a lot of things about individuals with disabilities, and they turned out to be some of my best employees.
Housing is important for people with disabilities because we're facing a shortage not only here in Howard County, but around the nation. I'm Matthew Plant. I'm a self-advocate for disabilities, and I have a disability, so I have a unique perspective on the situation. People who live on fixed incomes, Social Security, they need affordable housing. I mean, if you look around in this general area, it's not very affordable.
Look at that framework, and then you can multiply it several times over for somebody with a disability.
This is really important. There's a population of parents out there that are suffering and scared, frightened. What's going to happen? That question keeps coming up. I'm a mother of a 37-year-old adult on the autism spectrum. We are currently sitting in his own apartment that he's had for we're starting the 8th year.
Hi. Hi. My name is Brendan. Welcome to my apartment.
Well, thank you. This is key to his future, his life, to learn to be independent.
In here I play my tablet, I sleep in my bed, and I play the keyboard.
I really believe from the growth I've seen in the last 7 years that this means a lot to him. He likes to come here and he knows this is his home. He's learning to cook and that he is really the boss of his staff, that he's empowering himself over and over and over again. He woke up to the fact, I can cook. I can clean my own apartment. I do my own laundry. I do the things that everybody does in their own place. Seeing Brandon thrive, wow, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than that. Knowing that he's happy, he lives in his own place. You know, when he was little, those thoughts were far and few between. Even the option of that, the possibility of that, didn't even cross. And now it's like, he's doing it.
I'm Teresa Ballinger, a lifelong resident of Howard County. My family includes a 24-year-old son, Trey, with autism, and he's starting to think about moving out of his parents' home, and we've been thinking about it for a long time. We're facing a genuine housing crisis for people with disabilities.
At the Autism Society, we've taken a look at the housing challenge over many years. We have taken the initiative to support a housing initiative here in Howard County by the name of Patuxent Commons. It is an initiative to build a multi-generational, mixed-income community which would provide an opportunity for people with disabilities as well as those not.
It's a fantastic idea to have people of different generations, of different abilities, living together, sharing space, helping each other. It's kind of like the village concept or around a garden, you know, people helping each other. I just love that concept, and gosh, maybe one day Brandon will live there. I don't know.
What's great about Patuxent Commons is everyone, regardless of their challenges, is treated as an asset and valued.
When I think about Patuxent Commons, it gives me a warm feeling inside that people will be interacting not only with disabilities, but without disabilities, with the families, with the seniors.
This is just the beginning. This is really just the beginning. You're at the very bottom. This is an evaluation. What's working, what's not working? What do we do better? How do we document that so other counties, states that want to replicate something like that, how do we give them that information so that this can sprout all over the United States and offer all people with disabilities an opportunity to live in their own communities and be a partner in their community, an active member. It would be nothing better.
Expectations matter in all of these domains. Everyone should expect to have a strong education. Everyone should expect to find work that's meaningful. And everyone should expect to find somewhere to live. This is something that applies to everybody in our community, including those with disabilities. And it's extraordinarily important that we set expectations for ourselves and for others that we meet those goals. It's only through that we're going to achieve the outcomes that we want.